You wake to chaos. A confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here, or what on Vertumna is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend! Your friend... Wait, why can't I remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. Climb out. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. It won't hold your weight. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Glowing eyes. You shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog? Like from Earth? The creature howls and lunges, its jaws open. You are born on the Stratospheric, Earth's first colony ship, halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents run the hydroponic gardens, which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet Vertumna 4 in the hope they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merged their cultures and traditions. They name you something else. Sol. You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination. Sometimes too active, your mom says. Your earliest memories are of your 4th birthday. There's a big cake with a neat hollow effect that looks like fire, but when you reach out to touch it, all you get is a handful of icing. Yummy! Your favorite present is
a doll from Auntie Seedent.
You carry that doll with you everywhere and feed it with the tiny spoon you found in the galley. Auntie Seedent helps you take care of all the colonists' kids. Her daughter, Anemone, is the same age as you, but she doesn't like dolls. From as early as you can remember, you've had vivid dreams every night. You dream about strangers who seem so familiar and wide open spaces very different from the Stratospheric. Sometimes the dreams are bad, and it makes you scared to go to sleep. So every night before lights out, your dad tells you a bedtime story. You often ask for tales of Earth, a place you've only seen in holovids. Your dad doesn't want to talk about it.
How about we save that for another time?
He'll say, or...
Maybe when you're older.
He prefers made-up stories. Your favorite is...
Future Dog and the Space Cadets.
Future Dog can turn into a light beam that the cadets can ride on. They have adventures in the farthest reaches of space, kind of like you. Every child on the Stratospheric is given one genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first signs of yours.
Calm temperament.
Nothing can faze you. You're rarely frustrated, and you don't let anxiety get the better of you. You brush insults aside, always play nice, and never have to be told that sharing is caring. You're especially nice to your friend.
Quiet and adventurous Dis.
Dis loves to find places on the ship that nobody else knows about. He's smaller than the other kids, so he can get up into the bulkheads. You know, where he likes to go when he wants to be alone. The lights are dimmed for the night cycle when you realize that you didn't see Dis at dinner, or at the Crush Holovid night. Auntie Seedent must have realized too. She's constantly checking her holopalm and anxiously typing messages. The light is distracting you from the holovid. Dis's sister, Tangent, is not worried. She says he always does this. You know that's true, but skipping dinner? Maybe something's wrong.
Cover for him.
You tell Auntie that Dis is going to sleep over in your quarters tonight, and your parents said it was okay. He probably went there right away because he didn't want to watch the holovid. Auntie Seedent looks relieved. Tangent raises a skeptical eyebrow, but stays quiet. Dis shows up the next morning. He's thankful that you helped, and shares that he spent the night in an empty storage closet beside the compost nutrient extraction room. He says you can use the place when you need to be alone if you want. You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Howell says it's like a doorway to the other star systems, with the planet Vertumna 4 on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble. Then, things start to slide off the tables. You hurry to gather near the escape pods just in case.
Single file, everyone.
Professor Hal instructs you to follow him. You
Do as he says.
The emergency area is crowded with families.
It's going to be fine, Soul.
Your dad soothes.
We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we've practiced.
Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Red emergency lights switch on as a siren begins to sound somewhere in the ship. You try to breathe slowly like you were taught, but you're very scared. You look out at a porthole. The stars are gone. When you're frightened, you...
Try to be brave for others.
Sometimes you pretend to be confident so the people around you will be less scared. You look over at your classmate Tang and realize she's doing the same thing. She gives you a hard smile. You return it and keep focusing on your breathing. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching too. Your arms impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this the wormhole? You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving way as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of déjà vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know, somehow, that everything is going to be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams you back against the wall. Head first, you black out. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow all at once. And more than just one tomorrow. Lots of them. Different tomorrows. You find yourself in a place that you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger, but also not a stranger, grinning as she grabs your hand.
Hurry up!
She says.
I'm not gonna let you miss this.
Distantly, you can feel the ship's shaking has stopped, and you hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your consciousness reforms. You wake up. In the medbay. The medbed under you plays a soft tone and an automated voice speaks.
2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may now be safely discharged.
As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so... bright? You try to focus on the window. Something is definitely different.
Trees?
Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from the twin blue and yellow suns is streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, glass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere, and people walking around, outside, on the ground. You better get out there and join them.
Rush outside to start your new life.
Tammy jumps as you step out of the ship's quarters behind her.
You're awake. You've been asleep in medbay for days. Are you all better?
You rub your eyes. You do feel groggy. Everything is so strange. The air feels moist and the ground is covered with pale blue powder that crunches under your feet. The reflections of it are blinding. You squint and look up, then almost fall over from the vertigo. The sky goes on forever. Around you are fungal trees taller than anything you've seen before. Your heart pounds in your chest.
Are you feeling okay, Soul? You better go see your dad.
Tammy says, worried.
He and your mom have been waiting for you to wake up.
She points southeast towards some old geodesic domes.
Soul!
Your dad gives you a big, warm hug.
I'm so happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance thought it'd be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Oh, your mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year, my little gooseberry.
He checks your head and looks relieved. He was clearly very worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smiles.
Aw, you love your dad.
Welcome to Vertumna.
He says, gesturing around you. You've never seen the stratospheric from the outside, except in pictures. The ship has been separated in two, and parts taken off to form other buildings and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it, dotting their way up the hill.
What's outside the walls?
Oh, don't worry about that, my dear aubergine.
He says.
Nothing that could hurt you. We just don't want you getting lost in the big, big world out there. Oh, before I forget.
He pulls a package out from his satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it blankly.
Don't you know what day it is?
He asks. You honestly don't. You remind him that you've been asleep in medbay.
Happy birthday!
He shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday? Already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare hard at the wrapped package. You know exactly what is in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about this package. Some years ago on the ship. Inside will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad made by hand.
Open the package.
How did you know this? It's exactly as you imagined. As you dreamed. Feeling a panic rises in your throat. Your hand shakes. But how? Your dad notices.
Are you okay, Soul?
He snaps his fingers.
Dr. Instance shouldn't have let you out so early. Sometimes those sleeping meds take a while to wear off. They might make your head feel funny for a few hours.
You nod. Maybe that's all it is. Someone shouts your dad's name.
Listen, I'm so sorry, Soul.
He says.
But I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed, and...
He stops himself.
Don't worry. We're going to fix it, your mother and I. Professor Hal's expecting you in classes if you're feeling up to it.
Your dad says, pointing west to the engineering wing, in the rear end of the bisected ship. Then he points to the large doors you came out of earlier.
Or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight.
He says, then kisses the top of your head and ruffles your hair.
Have a wonderful birthday, Soul. I love you.
Love you too, Dad.
Hiya, Soul.
Anemone seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow.
This stuff is different from snow on Earth.
She tells you.
'Cause it isn't cold, but it's still neat, and you can make stuff out of it.
Your foggy head clears a little. Anemone is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near her.
What are you making?
Just snow spirals.
She says.
But earlier, me and Cal made a big snow pal. You missed it while you're sleeping in the med bay.
She smiles her broad gap tooth smile at you.
Now that you're awake, we can play.
Why aren't you in school?
She smacks her forehead.
School. I wondered where everybody was. I guess I'm gonna be late for humanities class.
She doesn't look very worried to you.
It's okay.
She says.
Professor Hal is chill. He won't mind. But we should probably go now.
She grins and starts running toward engineering.
Hey, race ya!
No fair. She's getting a head start. A low throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs in medbay. You know the route to your classroom well, but the rest of the wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from a nearby holoscreen.
Don't forget to study hard, Sol.
Study life sciences.
Good afternoon, my burgeoning biologists and up-and-coming chemists.
Professor Hal welcomes you back to your old classroom.
This afternoon we'll learn what I like to call the wet sciences.
He gestures to his hollow-projected lesson plan.
Biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You'll learn a little bit of everything, with opportunities for further study in your favorite field. If you're looking for something a little drier, try registering for engineering classes. For today's lesson,
Professor Hal tells you.
We'll start with a fun group project. You'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Vertumna. In the ideal conditions, it can grow at a speed of over 1 meter a day and have a diameter of up to 30 centimeters.
He stands on his tiptoes and gestures to illustrate.
Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions.
You're teamed up with Tang and Cal and are given a mush tree spore in a bucket to grow it in. The rest is up to you. Tang looks up at Surveyor's notes on the HoloNet.
Mush trees
She reads,
are most abundant south of the colony in the stormy, moist regions of the subaqueous swamp.
What if we use water instead of soil,
Cal suggests.
like they do with hydroponics?
Tang nods.
If they like wet weather, that might work. Sol, do you have any suggestions?
Run an electric current through it.
What?
Tang exclaims.
Sol, how does that have any basis in reality?
She looks to Cal for support, and he just shrugs. But he doesn't look convinced either. Neither understand why you'd want to electrocute a plant. You explain that there are storms in the swamp. Electrical storms. And maybe somehow that, well...
Maybe. Sol is right.
Tang nods slowly.
It could make sense. And if it is true, we'd be the first ones to discover it.
This is enough to entice Tang into most things. You attach a small battery to run a weak current through your bucket of water and drop the spore in. The next morning, your spore is the only one already growing. By the end of the day, it's already 1/2 meter tall. And the day after that, it's so huge it hits the ceiling and you have to move it outside. Your tree outpaces all the others by a long shot. At the end of the week, Tang proudly displays an edit to the Surveyor's HoloNet notes. Shows rapid growth when stimulated with a mild electric current, as discovered by your junior botanists. Your parents have been working from first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job, and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away. But there seems to be something more than that. It's such a change from growing up on the stratospheric, when you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. Though you can tell they're exhausted, they make an effort to spend time with you.
I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry.
Your dad says. Your mom watches you as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch.
How have you been holding up?
I learned some stuff in school.
I'm glad to hear that.
Your mom says.
I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble.
Your dad smiles.
And Professor Hal will give you kudos if you get good grades. You can spend those at the depot once it's open. You know,
says your dad, raising an eyebrow at your mom.
I think there are lots of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working on the hobby or by helping a friend.
Your mom shakes her head and sighs, though you can tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression.
We both agree that this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to do things differently than on Earth. You're old enough now to start making your own decisions about your education and future. And if that means you find your own way, we'll accept that.
Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder.
We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have ideas for how you can spend your time.
And come by geoponics.
Your mom adds.
We could use your help.
Anemone is bumping a sports ball with her wrists, trying to keep it in the air.
Heads up!
She shouts and bumps the ball in your direction. Think fast!
Bounce it back.
You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. Anemone tells you about the new sports ball court, a proper regulation-sized court, way bigger than the little 0G one on the Stratospheric. Her brother Com is coaching the junior sports ball team this year.
He's so great.
She says,
He's good at everything, especially spiking. He's coaching me to play awesome like him. You should come join us.
Hello, my little potato.
your dad exclaims, smiling warmly.
What have you been up to today?
Just hanging with my friends.
That gal's a good boy.
He says,
And have you seen Anemone? She's been out by the garrison playing sports ball. I think she's spent every day outside since we landed.
he chuckles to himself.
Guess that's what happens when you've got enough brothers to make your own sports ball team.
He breathes deeply and looks slowly around.
Vertumna is magnificent, isn't it?
You nod.
Seasons!
He shouts, throwing his hands wide.
Oh, I missed seasons. Back on Earth, it got much, much colder. And the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow.
He sighs, stretching. You find your mom hard at work setting up the greenhouses with a small construction crew. You've seen these plans pinned to the wall of your family's quarters for years now. These geodesic domes will house the more delicate plants from Earth: spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. She takes a swig from her canteen as you approach.
Looking for something to do?
She asks.
Remember, Sol, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time. So long as it's productive.
She points towards the engineering wing in the back half of the Stratospheric severed frame.
Professor Hal's still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here.
She claps her hand on your shoulder.
I've got another minute. Anything you need to know?
No, I'm good.
You see Dis sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate in the wall to the south, where grown-ups are coming and going.
Kids aren't allowed past the walls,
He says quietly, without looking up.
and they say there's nothing to be afraid of. But then why do we need walls?
You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory so strong that you think you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall. Something enormous and dark and wriggly. For years in space, you've had half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through a wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you the dreams weren't real. Breaking you from your daydream, Dis whispers.
I think there are monsters out there.
I believe you.
No, you don't.
He says.
You're being sarcastic. I can tell. Nobody believes me.
He turns his back and ignores you.
Leave him alone.
Well, you tried. Dis is so sensitive about being teased. A sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts.
Hey, Sol,
Marz calls out to you.
come here. I have a job for you.
You walk over to Marz, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang.
It's so gross here.
She complains.
This spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship, we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out there in all this weather.
She continues.
Since you like running around in it, could you fetch them for me?
Okay.
Good.
Marz claps.
She's probably just down the hill near our quarters.
Marz sighs.
She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets.
Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. She startles as you approach.
Hello, Soul.
She says, putting her hand to her chest.
Do you need something?
I'm here for Marz's soy sweets.
Tammy smiles at you.
Oh, it's so nice of you to help out Marz. She's a very important person, you know?
She hands you a box wrapped in a pink and yellow scarf.
1 order of mango soy sweets, made fresh this morning.
She says.
Please tell Marz that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nanoprint it for me because it's so dusty here. But I think I'm getting used to it now.
Tammy smiles again and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears.
Marz is so cool,
she says fondly.
Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares too.
You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance to the lounge. You've known her for, well, your whole entire life. Back on the ship, you
used to play with her.
Tammy had the best doll collection. After her mom died, her dad used all his nanoprinter creds to print her a different doll every month for a whole year. Her ears perked up when she sees you.
Oh, hello, Soul,
she says. Her voice is soft and dreamy, like a beam of starlight.
Do you want to play dolls?
I sure do.
You don't think Tammy will ever be too old to play with dolls. If anything, she has even more of them now. She takes you to her quarters and brings out the entire Spacey Stacy doll collection. A disturbingly realistic baby with real bowel movements and 2 super fancy posable dolls named Lily and Tilly, who can be programmed to move on their own. Tammy isn't very good at the programming, so Lily and Tilly just roll around awkwardly when you turn them on. You cover quickly by saying they must be breakdancing at a club. The 2 of you spend the afternoon making up stories of their rise to stardom as professional dancers. Tammy has barely left the safety of the ship's quarters and lounge since you landed. She's looking fearfully out from the doorway.
I'm afraid of outside,
she admits plainly, with no trace of shame.
My dad says I need to take baby steps, and that it's okay if I approach new things at my own pace.
Perform a random act of kindness.
You start simple. You give Tammy an enormous hug, sharing the love. Tammy gets a lot of hugs, but you make sure this one feels special. She hugs you back, wiggling back and forth happily. She's surprisingly strong.
Thanks, Soul,
she says, breathlessly as you squeeze the wind out of her a little.
I really needed that. Oh, before you go,
she adds, and produces a slice of cake in it from the folds of her skirt.
Do you want this cake? They're so fun to make, but I need someone to help me eat them. I'll make you another one on your birthday if you like, and we can trade hugs for cakes again.
Tammy beams when she sees you, like there's nothing better in the world than the sight of your face.
Happy birthday, Soul, she
exclaims. She comes in for a huge hug. She smells so nice, like vanilla and flowers, and she's really good at hugs.
This is for you,
Tammy says. She steps back and reaches into one of the many deep pockets of her dress, producing a little paper box.
I made you this,
she laughs, opening it to reveal a little snack-sized cake. It's only a soy cake, but it's a soy cake made just for you. You take a bite. Okay, it tastes just like a regular soy cake too. Tammy did what she could with what the colony has. Tammy watches you eat the cake with a look of delighted satisfaction.
You can share it if you want,
she hints, smiling sweetly.
If that would make you happy.
Share it with Tammy.
Tammy laughs.
I was just kidding. I made my own, silly Billy,
she says, pulling out a second box.
Let's eat them together.
Marz puts her hand out expectantly. Give it here.
I want half.
The audacity! She glares at you and you stare back defiantly.
Ugh, okay, fine.
She eventually relents, with a small smile.
You did fetch them and all.
You split the box of soy sweets with Marz and sit to eat some with her. They're great.
Tammy's a good baker.
Marz sighs.
But I wish she wasn't so scared of everything here. Sure, the weather's gross, but it's not dangerous. Oh, and Administrator Seeq's looking for someone to do delivery jobs for the depot.
She says.
I don't want to do it, because, ill, running around out there. No. Just go through there.
She says, gesturing to the door behind her.
And tell them I referred you.
The greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from Earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you can enter. The seasonal garden is dotted with blue nobodies. Little flowers with what look like wriggling creatures stuck inside each one. A sign explains it's a decoy, meant to attract some kind of flying predator to come pollinate the flower.
Shovel dirt.
It's your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil conveyance.
Oh boy.
Good morning, Soul. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my kid.
She walks you around the geoponics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another.
Get comfortable with this,
she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you.
Now, any questions before you start moving that dirt?
Where do I move it again?
From over there.
She points to a dirt pile.
To there.
She points to an identical pile 10 meters away. She sees your confusion.
We had some very precious soil from Earth on the ship, full of all the nutrients and bugs and bacteria our plants needed to grow. But it was lost.
She sighs.
In an accident. Now we have to make more from scratch using Vertumnus soil. This is a part of the process.
Don't we have machines for this?
The construction crews already claimed all the hover lifts,
she says, shrugging.
But they'll break down in a few years anyway, and we don't have the materials to fix them.
She grips your forearm.
We're planet side now. Use your muscles. Nature's hydraulic pistons.
Let's get to work.
That's my kid,
your mom says, slapping you on the back. You stumble a little. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good somehow? You can feel your muscles growing already. This week you had a few more bouts of déjà vu, remembering what somebody is about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. This morning you were sure Professor Hal was going to trip on an uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. You even told Marz to watch. He didn't, though. As Professor Hal walked away, his hash browns safe for today, Marz called you a liar and a dummy. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff that you know can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar, but when you try to recall their faces when you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. You've lived this life before, in your dreams. You're sure of it. In the light of day, you try to remember everything from your dreams, but it's impossible. You can't live a lifetime in dreams. Anytime you try to tell someone, they think you're playing a trick, or that you're sick and need to go to medbay. You eventually decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? You just want to be normal. You hope that if you don't think about it, it'll go away. You just want to be a regular kid like everyone else. You look at the sun medallion your dad carved for you, the one you saw in a dream before you ever saw it for real. Maybe you just got a little mixed up, or you overheard someone talking about it, and that's how you knew what it looked like. There has to be a rational explanation for all of this. Cal is riding around the geoponics gardens on his hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off but catches his balance before he eats dirt.
Hi, Sol. Real ground is way harder to hover on than ship floors. There are bumps everywhere.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, no way. I didn't mean it like that.
Cal exclaims.
It's actually really cool. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this.
He runs over to a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing.
Look at this. It's a skate bowl.
Cool, can I try?
Sure, but, please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one.
You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed going down one side to come back up the other. You don't land any tricks. It's hard just staying up on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. Tangent is hunched over her hollow palm, frowning and poking angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you.
Professor Howe wants us to prep a list of native flora with pictures. There should be a catalog on the colony HoloNet, but I can't find it anywhere.
I'll help you find that catalog.
You launch your own hollow palm and start searching the colony's HoloNet archives for a list of autumnal plants and animals. 10 minutes later, you find it buried under Survey Logistics in the Expeditions net. Anemone passes by and pulls a face at the two of you.
Hey, Holo Nerds!
She shouts.
School's over! Come play sports ball in the sunshine!
Tang just rolls her eyes. A small team led by Security Chief Ri0 was enough to keep the peace on the Stratospheric. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here on Vertumna, the garrison had expanded fast. They're building a huge wall around the colony and have an outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo. And best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court.
Play sports ball.
Anemone meets you on the court. She's bouncing from one leg to the other in excitement.
My brother Com is organizing the youth team!
She tells you. Kombucha offers you a high five and greeting, then tosses a sports ball your way.
Let's start with a practice game to see what you're good at. You and Anemone are team captains. Pick your team.
Anemone used to practice with Cal and Marz on the ship, but Tammy? You're surprised to see her here. Com will fill in to even up the teams, but he promises to go easy on the other side.
Choose Tammy.
Cal said I should join, but I'm not very good at sports. Where should I stand?
She asks quietly. You aren't sure. You assign her to a tackleback and tell her to stick like glue to the opposing team's offense. Maybe she'll get in their way instead of yours? Anemone chooses kombucha, of course. They bump fists. Your next choice?
Marz.
I'll play Spiker.
Marz runs to take the position. Seems like she's in it for the glory. Hopefully she'll want to share that with the rest of the team. You face off, 3-on-3.
Start the game.
Tammy tackles Anemone in a brilliant takedown that surprises everyone. She really took to her role as the immovable object. The score is tied, with Anemone and Com putting the pressure on. Then blam! You score the match point with a rad spike all the way from the net line. Dis is sitting on the ground just outside the gate, under the watchful eye of someone working in expeditions.
We're just as stuck here as we were on the ship,
he mumbles, but he doesn't say anything else after that. You try to recreate a native Vertumnan ecosystem in a classroom terrarium, or would it be Vertumnarium? Or whatever it's called. You're not successful.
Get to work.
You wake up from an afternoon nap. The dream you're in is one you've had many times. The air is strangely pink and fluffy, kind of sticky, and you have to push your way through it. It feels like every step takes an eternity. You push through the pink cloud and emerge into the children's creche, a room you know well, to see your friend Tammy standing before an enormous bear made of pure light. It lunges at her, through her, and she collapses to the ground like a fainting fairy tale princess. You wake with your heart racing. Tammy is leaning over you where you've been sleeping in a nest of pillows. She shakes your shoulder gently.
Oh, I'm sorry, Soul,
she says, as if speaking to a small child.
I think you were having a nightmare? Are you okay?
Are you? Nothing bad happened in your dream, but you feel sick with dread.
Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Seedent is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first. Then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay?
Tammy skips off towards the creche, humming to herself. You feel groggy and need a minute to clear your head. That dream. Wait! Go save Tammy! You sprint down the hall to the children's creche, where the little kids play and learn during the day. It's empty. All the younger kids are probably off eating candy with Auntie Seedent. You spot Tammy tidying up some drawing supplies near the crafts bin. Above her, a hollow projector displays an enormous floating teddy bear made of pure light. It bobs silently in the air. Mr. Bearsworth? A decade of happy memories playing with it flash through your mind in an instant. Tammy stands up on her toes and reaches for the switch to turn it off. You slam into her, knocking her off her feet onto the ground. At the same moment, the hollow projector sparks and explodes. The bear disappears, and the whole room goes dark. In the dim emergency lighting, you see Tammy's eyes wide with surprise and fear. She sits up and rubs her elbow, staring at you.
Sorry, are you hurt?
It's okay.
She sniffles, looking like she might start crying.
Why did you do that? Owie!
It was an accident. I tripped.
Oh.
She mutters. She sniffles and wipes her nose, looking like she's trying not to cry.
Are you okay?
You tell her you're fine, and say sorry again for hurting her. You're just happy that you followed your dream and got here in time. You decide not to mention the dream, since she seems weirded out already. After a minute, the lights come back on. The projector is dead, a thin trickle of stinky smoke coming from the base.
Don't worry,
Tammy says, brightening as she gets to her feet.
Professor Hal can fix it. He can fix anything.
By the time you find the professor and finish cleaning up, you've forgotten all about the pink candy in the cafeteria.
Soul,
Tangent says, approaching you with purpose.
We need to discuss my brother.
You mean my buddy Dish? Dish?
Yes, Dis,
she says, impatiently.
I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes, and
She trails off and looks at her feet.
Well, I'm not on very good terms with my brother of late. But people are becoming worried.
You get the feeling Tang is the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. I'll find out.
Thank you, Soul,
she says, looking relieved for a second before her expression hardens again.
I mean, it would be a ridiculous waste of resources if something happened to him and no one knew where he was or how to find him.
Right, of course. Tang doesn't get worried. Tammy is sitting down in the grass with a baby on her lap. They're playing nicely with some flowers or a strand of the beads in Tammy's hair or something. Tammy keeps gently removing her hair from the baby's mouth.
Oh, Soul.
She giggles as you join her.
Aren't babies the best? There are so many new babies in the creche. You'd think we were starting a colony or something.
Tammy laughs.
but the parents are too busy doing other work, and somebody needs to take care of the little ones.
She looks down lovingly to the baby who is now sucking on part of her skirt, getting it good and damp with baby drool.
You could help too. It would be fun.
The baby chooses this moment to spit up a big puddle of pale yellow liquid onto Tammy's dress.
Oopsie.
Tammy coos and picks the baby up. Then she holds them out towards you.
Could you take them for a minute while I find a towel, Soul?
The baby hiccups and rolls their eyes. They still look a little queasy to you.
Okay, I guess?
You hold the child at arm's length, willing them to keep the rest of their stomach contents in. They hiccup again, then let out a tremendous belch, as loud as a drunken sailor. You have to admit, that was kind of cute. You meet your dad adjusting a watering pot in your mom's flower garden. He's having a sneezing fit, his eyes runny and red. You're alarmed. You've never seen him look sick before. People were hardly ever ill on the stratospheric, except sometimes when the 0G rooms made them queasy.
Not to worry, my little beanstalk,
he says nasally.
I'll be fine. It's just this pollen making my head a little stuffy.
He wipes his nose with a handkerchief and looks around. Everywhere you turn, the air is soupy and tinged with pink from all the floating pollen.
On Earth,
your dad tells you,
we used to call this hay fever.
Even though it had nothing to do with hay.
Your mom cuts in, carrying a large bouquet of flowers.
The native flowers seem to be in full bloom this time of year.
She buries her nose deep in them.
And they smell fantastic.
Your dad smiles kindly and agrees that they sure are beautiful. Then he blows his nose loudly.
Sniff the flowers tentatively.
They do smell good, and they look harmless. Your dad's eyes look so sad, but maybe that's just the allergies.
Hey Soul, I know the last few weeks have been very hard for you. This might be a good time to relax and stick around in the corner, sweet.
You tell Dis that his sister Tangent wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes flit briefly to yours. Then he stares vaguely off towards the engineering wing, where his sister is reading on her holopomp between classes. He doesn't say anything.
Where do you go, Dis?
His eyes light up and he whispers,
I bet you'd like it out there, Soul.
He motions to the path stretching away from the colony beyond the walls.
I sneak out to go exploring sometimes. There's so much neat stuff. You just have to wait until the grown-ups aren't looking. I'm small, so it's easy. Just don't tell, okay? I don't want to get in trouble.
You follow him down to a drain pipe half hidden behind the sports ball fields. Small kids like Dis could fit through it. Or you. Tangent will want to hear about this. You tell Tangent you know where Dis has been going. You tell her he has been sneaking out to explore the jungle, not far away, but outside the walls. Tang looks concerned.
Really?
She says, wringing her hands.
Is it safe?
I'll keep him safe. She eyes you skeptically.
Full offense, Soul, but you're just a kid.
She replies.
However, I suppose it's good to know he isn't alone out there.
The ship's quarters are where everyone sleeps, eats, and hangs out. The private bedrooms are small. You share one with your parents, so colonists spend most of their time in the big common area. There's a lounge and cafeteria, and a creche where all the little kids and babies are raised communally. Relax in the lounge. The lounge is a long, well-lit hall along the outer hull of the ship's midsection. It's strewn with tables and cushions and serves as a communal living room for the tiny one-room spaces every family is assigned. You flop down into the lounge's big beanbag pile with some of the other kids. Cal has a dazed, peaceful look on his face.
The air smells so good on Vertumna. And so does the dirt even.
You notice his clothes are filthy, but obviously Cal couldn't care less. Anemone bounces in.
Holy crap! There's so much space to run around and play in! Common Chief Red set up an outdoor sports ball court, and it is way huger than the old one on the ship.
Tangent carefully selects one cushion from the pile and perches on it.
The school's expanding to some of the empty engineering bays,
she tells you.
And we're getting a big new lab to do experiments using local resources. There's so much to learn about this planet.
Anemone rolls her eyes, but Tang continues.
We shouldn't forget our studies just because we've landed,
she says, primly.
School. Let's play outside.
Sol is right.
You hear over your shoulder, and you startle to find this standing right behind you. God, when did he get here?
Did you see those huge beasts in the jungle as we were landing?
Dis continues, picking at a thread on his sweater until it unravels.
I wonder if there are more out there.
You've had less of the deja vu. Dreams come to life feeling this week, and you're starting to think you'd even imagined it. But suddenly you get a prickling sensation in the back of your neck and remember that Marz is about to enter the lounge and tell everyone to look outside. You stare at the door. Marz walks through it, as if on cue.
OMG! Everybody look outside! They're hoisting a flag over command!
She says, clapping her hands excitedly.
You know what that means, right?
She stands tall with her hands on her hips.
Vertumna is officially humanity's first exocolony ever!
You look out at the flag, feeling dizzy, and silently mouth the words along to what she says next. You remember this moment so well.
This is history, kids,
she exclaims, wrapping Anemone and Tangent under each arm.
And we were there.
You've seen Dis use the drain pipe behind the garrison to sneak through the walls. There's a metal grate that comes off so you can crawl through. Do you want to go out there?
Sneak out to explore nearby.
You slipped through the drain pipe and out of the colony before anyone saw you, except for a dark form watching you from the trees nearby. Could that be... is that Dis? He turns and disappears into the jungle. Now you're sure of it. That was definitely Dis. He's not allowed outside the colony either.
Ignore him.
That's just Dis being Dis. He's probably solo LARPing in the woods like a dweeb. Maybe you'll bump into him later and he can tell you about his level 40 wizard. Whatever. You've got your own adventures ahead of you. Your way is blocked by a strange, small creature with 1 foot and 4 large eyes, 2 of which blink sideways on top of its head like frog eyes. Oh, this must be a hop eye. You've heard people talk about them, but you've never seen one up close. It keeps thumping its foot on the ground really loud.
What is its deal?
You stop trying to get past it and just listen. Oh, you can hear little squeaking noises from nearby. It's probably warning you away from its nest. You carefully avoid the nest while speaking in smoothing tones. The agitated little guardian titters warnings at you, but eventually lets you by. Plants grow fast during pollen. They've choked the path here, and you can't see an obvious way through.
Push your way through the plants.
You find a good stick and whack, whack, whack your way through the tangle of new growth. Take that, nature! You stop for lunch, eating an earth treat grown from your own greenhouse, a watermelon. Nice and sweet, like a more solid potato pod. You munch away, spitting out the seeds.
Just relax.
You sit back and enjoy your midday rest in the beautiful surroundings. You spot Dis sitting in a clearing, but not before he sees you first. Instead of sneaking away as usual, he stays still as you approach, like it's totally natural that he'd be sitting in the middle of the jungle so far away from the colony walls. Now that you think about it, you're a little glad to see him. You are so far away that you can't see the walls anymore, and it's really weird out here. And it's getting late. Dis stares unblinkingly at you as you approach.
Hi, Sol,
is all he says.
Hi, Dis.
He seems to be in a good mood, something you see very rarely.
Did you see Utopia out there?
Dis asks.
Chief Surveyor Tonin is easy to sneak past, but Utopia has, like, X-ray vision eyes or something. She'll catch you for sure if you get too close. She caught me once and I got in big trouble. How about I show you something cool? And sneaking out will be our secret, okay?
He jumps up and walks a little ways into the trees. You follow. Just a few minutes away, the ground drops off and a large stone outcropping juts out over a cliff face. Dis walks right to the edge without slowing. It's a long way down.
Come on,
he says.
Try to be brave.
You bravely step onto the rock and walk out to the edge with Dis. You both sit down, feet dangling over the precipice, and look out at the amazing view. It's incredible. You snap a picture with your holopalm, but you won't share it on the net. This is your secret, yours and Dis's.
Keep exploring.
At the top of a rise off to the east, you think you spot someone watching you. They're dressed in black. Is that Dis? But they look way too tall to be Dis. Maybe another surveyor? You blink and the figure is gone.
Hike over there and look for clues.
You bushwhack down into a valley and up the other path to where you thought you saw them standing. No signs of a camp or anything obvious like a dropped pack. No note saying, "I'm watching you," signed mysterious figure. Spooky. You leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees to one of the little sawmills dotting this area. It's a small but busy operation. 3 people feeding mush tree logs into some kind of machine while a 4th one directs a 4-legged robot with a plasma saw mounted on the front. Stay and watch what they're doing. You stay out of sight and watch how they do it. When one tree crashes down, it almost seems like there are others wincing. It's probably just your imagination, though. They aren't planting new ones or leaving any behind. You know the mush trees regrow every year, but can they still regrow when you cut down everything like this? Even the smaller trees and bushes are getting ground up for mulch, with a scary big grinder that sounds like a roaring beast. The entire process makes you uneasy, but also proud of how industrious your colony is. You sneak up to the expedition's office at the colony gates. Nobody has seen you yet. The lively hustle through the gates kind of makes you miss your friends inside. If you want to go home, you could sneak back through the drain pipe now.
Keep exploring.
There in the clearing, the most majestic creature you've ever seen. It's like a unicorn from your dad's storybooks, but with leathery reptile skin that shines when the light hits it. It moves so softly, like it doesn't even disturb the ground. It could be dangerous, but you want to see what it does.
Be as quiet as possible.
As you settle in to watch it from behind a strand of mush trees, the Unisar looks up towards you, startled by your movement. You try to hold perfectly still and quiet your breathing. After a tense moment, it goes back to its business. First, it sniffs out a good tree and rubs the scent glands in its neck against it thoroughly. Then it pees, like a crystal waterfall on a rock. Everything it does seems magical. You quietly take a picture with your holopalm, but you know you can't share it or you'd get caught for sneaking out. Next, it sharpens its horns against a rock, which is scored with marks from having done this before. This must be its favorite sharpening rock. You notice the bulge in its stomach. It must have had a huge meal recently. Eventually, it curls up for a nap. You quietly sneak away. This was so wonderful. Vertumna is a magical place. You're minding your own business when you stumble into... The low valley has collected a lot of that thick pollen. You cough and try to push your way through it, but it's pollen all the way down. Surveyors get nice helmets with built-in masks, but yours is just a cheap one. At least the pollen isn't too thick here. Try to find a way through. Blech. This pollen makes your face itch. It makes it all the better when you find a route to higher ground and come out of the worst of it. You come across a cluster of mush trees. They're not fully grown yet, but they're still pretty big. It might be good to harvest them before they get all gross and mushy during the rainy season. If you were older, you could probably cut them down and get some kudos for them. Give them a friendly pat. You like the mush trees. You give one a pat and are surprised when it moves under your hand. It's not the tree though, but a camouflage creature lying against the trunk. It's small and looks like a little octopus. Or a starfish. Lots of long legs, wrapped around the tree like it's giving a hug. You let your mind wander as you're walking, and bumble straight into a field of gelatinous blubgrass. Totally transparent. The sticky fronds are hard to see, but even harder to ignore. Especially once they start glomming onto your boots and slowing you down. It's like trudging through thick mud. You stubbornly decide to keep going, paying close attention to the visible signs of the blobgrass field, and there aren't many, just an absence of other vegetation. Look for a path through it. There it is. You can hop along from the rock to that fallen log and climb over those old pieces of surveying equipment. You get through the villainous blobgrass. You spend a bunch of time on it though, and it takes some tricky balancing. It's tiring. A stream cuts through the path here. There must usually be stepping stones across it, but the water's too high to cross safely. Bravely jump over it! You bravely fall in and get wet. You flounder towards the other side, soaked but victorious. You spot Uncle Tonin, Chief Surveyor Tonin that is, bumbling about, preparing some automated surveying equipment in a clearing. He's very cautious, jumpy even, but he's making a lot of noise. Every few minutes he'll pause to listen and check his surroundings, then go back to banging away. He shouldn't be hard to avoid if you don't want to get caught sneaking out. Sneak past him. You sneak past Chief Surveyor Tonin easily. walking while he makes noise and ducking down when he stops to check his surroundings. You pause in your tracks, hearing an ominous sound. Shoo, shoo, shoo. It keeps getting louder and louder as you move forward. You don't see anything making the noise, but it seems to be coming from all around you. Bravely continue on. Yeah, it's just alien crickets. Phew. They're so tiny, but there are millions of them. They look like little blades of grass and rub their sides against stuff to make that shoo 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 noise. You tuck your pant legs into your boots and continue on your way. You're too worn out to continue. You have to go home now. Go home. An enemy is lying in the dirt, sweating and gasping for breath.
It's so hot.
She complains.
How am I supposed to run in these conditions?
Here, I got something for you.
Hey, is this a birthday cake? Thanks for remembering my birthday. So then I trapped it in my room.
An enemy says, telling you all about the bug she saw in her quarters.
Its wings were as big as my hand, and it had feelers like, whoa, and it was bouncing all over the place like boing, boing, boing!
She gestures excitedly, swinging her arms over her head.
The bugs here are so big, and they're everywhere. I was gonna give it to Tang,
she says.
She loves gross bug stuff, but she said I should just let it go, because if it stung me, I might get weird mutant powers. I mean, other than the one I already have, and I wanted to see if I got more weird mutant powers. So I started jumping around off higher and higher things until I was jumping off the back of the ship. And I got in so much trouble. But it wasn't even that high!
She stops in her tracks.
Hold on,
she says, stooping to rub irritably at her knees for probably the 100th time in the past 5 minutes.
Ugh, I'm gonna die! I busted up my knees and it's so itchy when my scales grow in.
Annie, don't pick at it.
Chief Steward Seedent's voice rings out across the garrison yard. Pleasant but firm. It instantly transports you back to being in the ship creche, tugging on her skirts and calling her auntie. An enemy jumps and stands up straight, her hands flying to her sides.
But, Mom!
An enemy whines, digging her fingers into her knees as Seedent approaches you both.
It's so scratch-tastically itchy!
I know, lovely.
Seedent soothes her, patting down her riotous red hair.
But the more you pick at it, the thicker your scales are going to grow in.
An enemy tucks her hands under her armpits to keep from scratching.
What if I want to have cool scales?
She pouts. Seedent smiles indulgently.
At the rate you're going, I'm sure you'll be covered in them before you know it. No need to rush.
An enemy's skin is dotted with patches of protected blue-green scales that grow in wherever she gets a cut or scrape. She rubs the patch on her jaw indignantly, the one she got when she ran headfirst into the food synthesizer back on the ship. Seedent opens her satchel and pulls out a bundle of clothes.
The queue for the nanoprinter is over a week long, so I patched your pants with scraps from your brother's clothing. Please, try not to put any more holes in them, or yourself, okay?
She hands the clothes to an enemy and kisses her on her forehead. An enemy sticks out her tongue and gags. Yuck. An enemy evaluates the clothes as her mom walks away.
Galactic.
She breathes as she runs her fingers over the odd-colored patches. Then, right there in the middle of the yard, she unashamedly squirms out of her pants and pulls on the new ones.
Why, I look like a fighter jet from the Hollows!
She exclaims, showing off her new pants.
I when they'd stencil your kill count on your plane!
Or like a really cool scar.
Anemone grins.
Yeah, you get it! My pants are scarred, just like me.
Relax in the lounge. It's nice to take some time off to chill after the stress of school and work, not to mention the mental toll of just living on this unpredictable planet. Looks like you're not the only one who needs some downtime. Some of the other kids are also relaxing in the lounge.
Approach Marz and Dis.
Okay, but you do stink.
You hear Marz defend herself.
It's not my fault that you can't tell. Maybe your nose stopped working, but the rest of us can smell it, and...
She waves her hand in front of her nose and makes a PU gesture, then turns to you.
He smells awful. Right, Sol?
This whole planet smells awful anyway.
Dis smiles shyly, and Marz rolls her eyes.
You're right,
she admits.
But some of us have higher standards than others.
It's time for Vertumnalia! Eudicot and the Council have called a festival to celebrate life here on the planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Eudicot's speech.
In Earth's history,
Eudicot begins, and then clears her throat and waits for everyone to quiet down.
In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the god of seasons, change, gardens, and fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears of the Vertumna Project chose to take on such an auspicious name, in the hopes of seeing future bountiful seasons of humanity. We will continue this tradition of Vertumnalia, a midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, this lush planet upon which we find ourselves today.
Clap! Everyone cheers and applauds. The members of the council all get up on the stage, one at a time, to give their own short speeches. Governor Eudicot announces each one.
Governor Eudicot, Command. Chief Administrator Seeq, Command. Security Chief Ri0 Garrison, Chief Engineer Instance, Engineering, Chief Cultivator Flulu, Geoponics, Chief Steward Antecedent, Quarters, Chief Surveyor Melatonin, Expeditions.
When it's your mother, Fluflu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the very first crops grown from Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to the feast table. Aboard the Stratosphere, it would have been mostly soy-based food from the nanoprinters, spiced up with what precious fruits and vegetables could be grown in the small growing bays. This year, the earth plants look even less robust than usual, but they're supplemented by some Vertumnan plants you've come to appreciate. Juicy potato pods and slabs of edible fungi. Eudicot takes the stage after everyone on the council has said their piece.
What is a festival without festivities?
She asks.
Professor Hal and Security Chief Ri0 have organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children.
Which one do you join?
Bot wrestling.
A bot wrestling contest. This has been a classic competition for years on the ship. Someone has rigged up a hydraulic lifting bot to slowly stretch out, increasing in strength over time. The aim is to see how long you can hold it closed, using any part of your body, before it pops open. Anemone and Cal are competing with you. Cal doesn't like that it's a competition, but he does love bot wrestling.
Wrestle that bot!
Anemone's brother Calm is the judge, and awards bonus points for technique as well as for brute strength. You sit on the hydraulic bot and use your weight at first, then switch to a bear hug when it starts to wobble and push you off the ground. You make it a full 5 minutes of increasing difficulty before it eventually springs from your grasp and scuttles into a corner, freed at last. You just barely edge out Anemone. She offers you her hand, then pulls it back at the last second before running away, cackling. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days' rest is exactly what you need. You feel refreshed. Tammy almost doesn't notice you approach. She's bent over her holopalm, intently taking notes until you get close enough that her ears wiggle and she looks up, surprised.
Oh, hello, Soul.
She greets you cheerfully.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there.
You ask her what she's studying, and she flushes pink and tugs on her ear.
Oh, I'm not studying,
she says.
I'm making a list of my friends' favorite things.
She laughs, a little embarrassed.
And, well, you're my friend, Soul. So, what's your favorite color?
Pink. Tammy smiles.
Pink is a nice color. I used to like pink best, but now my favorite is yellow.
She notes your answer, then asks what your favorite dessert is.
Space cake.
Tammy bounces in place.
Yay! Space cake is my favorite too!
Tammy carefully notes this as well.
Okay, last question. What is your favorite toy?
Dolls and action figures.
Me too!
She smiles.
Okay, now I know what to get you for your birthday.
Ask her what her favorite things are.
She presses her index fingers together shyly.
I like the color yellow, and my dolls, and my favorite sweet is cake.
Tangent is watching a construction crew build scaffolding for the new engineering pavilion. They're using mushwood, which is so light that one person could easily lift a 10-meter long pole and stack it into place. She points towards them.
Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, this was all just dirty jungle. Now it's civilization. I've been learning about adaptability in writing and biology class. The books say it's what sets us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes. And if it's too hot, we can make air conditioners instead.
Yeah, totally.
Tangent nods absently, lost in her own thoughts.
Humans are some of the only animals native to Earth that can sweat. I wonder, it seems so much warmer here than on Earth. Have the animals here developed the capability to sweat? Or have they adapted to the heat in some other way?
Together, you watch as the foreman puts the blueprints for the scaffolding onto the floating screen of her holopalm and raises it to the scaffolding to check their progress.
I'd like to see an alien do that,
Tang says, primly.
Humans look defenseless and weak, but we're the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to their will? Not a stupid alien, that's for sure.
She puts one finger to her chin.
I'm living proof that humanity is greater than our biology,
she says.
All of us are, really, with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution from great ape to galactic superspecies.
You're looking for Cal in the garden when you nearly trip over someone else, one of the younger kids, and they're blindfolded?
Hey!
They exclaim, ripping the blindfold off their face and throwing it to the ground. It's Cirrus, one of Anemone's brothers. He glares at you.
I was almost done!
Cal jogs over and grabs Cirrus in a friendly headlock, ruffling his messy red hair.
Dude, you were so close!
Cirrus stamps his feet and complains that you got in his way.
It's not their fault,
Cal says.
They didn't know we were playing a game. Give me a sec. I want to teach them how to play.
Cal turns to you as Cirrus leaves.
Sorry, Soul,
he says sheepishly.
I was teaching Cirrus a new game, but he's more like Anemone than I thought. Real competitive, you know?
He stoops to pick up the blindfold, brushing off the dirt.
I've been trying to come up with different kinds of games other than sports ball,
he says.
No winners or losers. I just want to have fun with my friends.
Cal looks at you hopefully.
Do you want to learn how to play?
Let me check my schedule. Yes!
Cal's smile looks like it's gonna stretch right off of his face.
Radical!
He shouts, jumping up and down with excitement.
Okay, so first put on this blindfold.
The blindfold is a little scratchy and smells like dirt. You can feel Cal's big hands on your shoulders.
I'm gonna spin you around, and when I let go, you gotta listen to my instructions. We're gonna walk all the way to the cafeteria, okay?
You nod. You can't see Cal's grin, but you can hear it in his voice as he spins you around and counts to 10.
1, 2, 3. First,
Cal says.
You gotta walk forward 10 steps.
Do you follow Cal's instructions as best as you can, or make things difficult for him?
Do your best.
You take 10 steps forward, holding your hands out for balance. The rocky dirt between the garden beds crunch under your feet.
Yeah,
Cal says.
Now, turn to your right and take 15 steps until you get to the door.
Get it right.
You turn to the right and walk forward, counting out 15 steps. When you stop, Cal laughs. You can hear his footsteps crunching behind you.
I forgot how much bigger I am than you. You're like 2 more steps away.
You take 2 steps more until your outstretched hands land on the warm metal of the door. Success.
Awesome,
Cal says. You can't help but smile. This is fun.
Now, hit the door button on the right, and then keep walking forward until I say stop. Go really slowly, okay?
You open the door and start to walk forward. The path slopes downward, and your feet slip a little bit. Even though you're moving as slowly as you can, real dirt is nothing like the metal floors of the stratospheric.
It's turbo rocky here,
Cal says, and you can feel uneasiness prickle up the back of your arms.
Just keep going forward slowly.
You trust him.
You slowly creep down the slope to the center of the colony, somehow managing not to bump into anything. Cal cheers.
Okay, now, turn a little to your right and keep walking straight. We're so close.
You carefully pick your way forward, stopping when you hear Marz's unmistakable voice ring across the courtyard.
What are you nullheads doing?
Cal tells her you're playing a game.
Is that a real game?
Marz scoffs.
It looks like Sol is just wandering around with a scarf over their eyes. Aren't you a little old for this?
Maybe she's right. Embarrassment burns in your belly as you tear off the blindfold. Blinking away tears in the sudden brightness, you can see Marz looking down her nose at you. Marz sneers, tossing her braids over her shoulder.
I thought you were cooler, Sol. Let me know when you're ready to play adult games.
You're not sure what she meant by that. You become aware of Cal standing behind you.
Sorry, Sol,
he says quietly.
I guess it is kind of a silly game.
You ask if he wants to get some potato juice from the cafeteria instead. You spend the afternoon brainstorming ideas for more games with no winners or losers. Dis is sitting in the grass near the big gates that lead out to the jungle. He's just staring out to nothingness and picking absent-mindedly at the weeds. He pretends to not notice as you approach.
Are you okay?
Dis glances up at you. He sees your look of honest concern, which seems to make him angry. He frowns in disgust.
That's such a stupid question,
he mutters.
Why do people keep asking me that?
Sorry.
Dis shrugs.
Whatever. It's not like people really care.
Sit down with him.
He shifts uncomfortably as you sit, but doesn't say anything. You both just hang out saying and doing nothing. You stare out at the big gates. The grass in the colony is trimmed short by garden bots, but out there it's wild and as high as your waist. Head Surveyor Tonin is prepping his equipment for an outing. He's bringing a lot. Maybe he's going to stay overnight. You're starting to wonder if Dis will ever acknowledge you when he says,
I've gotta go.
As he starts down the hill, he pauses and says,
This is a good spot. I'll probably come back here tomorrow.
This week in biology class, you're learning about predators and prey. Professor Hal brings up a picture of a hopeye on the holoprojector and asks,
Who can tell me what special thing hopeyes do when they see a predator?
Tang's hand shoots up.
They hop away very quickly. That's why they call it a hopeye.
Hal nods.
That's true, but not what I was getting at.
Tang stammers and looks upset, but she can't believe she got something wrong. Hal scans the class again.
Anyone else? Sol?
They thump on the ground to warn others.
You've seen hopeyes out in the wild, and you know they're very communal animals. One wouldn't run away without warning the others first. Then they all hop away very quickly.
That's right.
Hal smiles.
Sol sounds like they might have met one before.
Tang gives you an appraising look. Maybe she didn't expect this from you. Cal is crouched beside a big puddle, staring into his reflection.
It's just so amazing, don't you think? On Estrada, we could only have very short showers, and we had to reuse the same water over and over.
He continues.
But here, water just falls out of the sky and then lies around in puddles. Lakes even. It's a whole thing.
A happy watering bot trundles by.
I found something you might like.
Cal gasps.
My favorite food! And on my birthday too!
He makes grabby hands at the cake, and takes a big huff of the pleasant sugary smell as his eyes closed in sheer pleasure.
Wow, Sol.
He breathes.
You are really the best of the best. Here, you have a piece too. Let the icing melt in your mouth and let all the worries melt away with it.
You spend a bunch of time making rice patties, but they become fetid swamps when all the rice dies. It's a huge disappointment to your mom, who was sure that rice would be perfect for the warm, wet environment here. Even the hardest strains spliced with DNA from acidic-tolerant blueberries fail here.
Get to work.
Command is a warren of long hallways with doors off to tiny, nondescript offices. Everyone you pass seems to be hurrying off to something important. The end of one hallway opens into the supply depot, which works as both requisitions office and general store. Beyond it are cavernous warehouses stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed.
Apply to deliver supplies.
Chief Administrator Seeq greets you at the depot. They look you up and down.
Sol, you never struck me as particularly responsible or organized, but children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for the position of courier?
You didn't realize there was going to be a job interview.
I can carry a lot.
Strong for your age, maybe. But lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. You've got the job, for now, anyway.
They use their elegant stylus to note this on their holopalm.
Come back in a few minutes and you can help make deliveries. Yes, there will be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly.
Seeq sends you all around the colony delivering supplies. During your first week, it's mostly small things you can carry by hand or push on a little cart. Stuff like tools and electronics. Some are high priority, which means you have to move fast. It's fun getting to yell, "Important delivery coming through," and people actually get out of the way. You're having a terrifying, familiar dream. A monster crashing through the walls, unfathomably large. Every part of it wriggling and moving and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. You wake up shouting, "No!" But your voice is drowned out by a deafening rumble from the skies outside. The bedroom window is covered in water? It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess this must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. There's a bright flash from outside, then another crack and rumble. Thunder. It must be a thunderstorm. It's still the early hours of the morning. You've already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down on the roof of your quarters, joined now and then with great peals of thunder like the footsteps of an angry beast. Go to your parents for comfort. Your dad is awake too, watching the rain from the large porthole in the kitchenette. He gives you a hug and you gaze out together.
This is good,
he says quietly.
It means we'll have plenty of water for the crops. Pure, healthy water just like on Earth. Everything's going to be okay, my little potato.
You hug your dad tight and hope he's right.
Hold this to your head now, my darling.
You hear as you enter the garden looking for Cal.
It'll help with the swelling.
Cal is sitting with his mother, Auntie Tirah, who kneels beside him holding an ice pack to his head. Cal's eyes are a little puffy. He rubs them and sniffs as you approach.
Hello, soul.
Tirah greets you with a kind smile.
Don't worry. Recalcitrance just took a tumble off of something he shouldn't have been climbing.
Mom.
Cal complains.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that sounds like something he'd do.
Cal shrugs.
I climbed it before and it was fine,
he says, not disagreeing with you.
It was slippery from the irrigation misters, that's all. Mom always knows how to make it better,
he says with a boyish smile.
Even if I'm old enough to take care of myself.
My brave boy,
Tirah says, stroking his hair.
Thanks for humoring me.
She looks over to you.
Don't let him show off for you, soul. Ground-based feats of bravery only for the rest of the day.
Cal whines and wrinkles his nose. Tirah laughs and wraps him in a big motherly hug, rocking him back and forth. Despite his protests, Cal's eyes close in happiness. He really loves his mom. You slip through the colony gates, feeling the breeze from the mushroom forest ruffle your hair. You look around for Dis, but he's nowhere to be seen. Maybe he went to class today? Probably not. As you're about to return to the colony, you hear what sounds like crying coming from one of the expedition vehicles. You pull back the tarp that keeps it from being blanketed with fungal spores, and find Dis curled up in the cabin. He wipes his eyes and turns away.
Go away,
he mutters.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Dis sniffles.
Just leave me alone.
Do you want to talk about it?
Why don't you go ask my sister?
He mumbles.
Tang is so mature. She knows everything. I'm just a sensitive little crybaby who doesn't know anything.
Dis wraps his arms around his legs and hides his face in his knees.
I hate her,
he mutters.
Everyone thinks she's so smart, but she's just a big meanie. I hate everyone here. I hate being here. I just want to be left alone.
He rubs his nose on his sleeve.
Except for you, I guess. Sometimes it feels like you're the only person who's ever tried to be my friend.
You're paired with Nougat in practice. You make the mistake of underestimating her, and she wipes the pitch with you.
Get to work.
The greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from Earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you can enter. There's a small pond in the seasonal garden with vertumnus cattails. They look nothing like cat's tails. They're more like frogs skewered on stakes. Each has a cluster of little branches near the top, and if you touch them, they kick and wave feebly like tiny legs.
Shovel dirt.
You join Cal at a particularly fragrant pile of compost. He's trying to use his hoverboard as a wheelbarrow, carefully pushing compost off it into the pile.
Don't you just love this?
Cal asks excitedly.
Your hoverboard? Yeah, it's cool.
No.
He laughs.
I mean just this.
He waves his arms, dirt encrusted up to the elbows, to take in the entire greenhouse.
We get to help plant stuff and watch it grow. Even if we're just moving dirt around, we're still helping.
Why do you like it so much?
Well...
He considers.
I like digging holes in the dirt, because it's so full of surprises down there. I found a worm. Wait, let me see if I can find her again.
He sticks his hand into the compost and rummages around, his tongue sticking out of his mouth.
I guess she got away.
He says after a minute.
She was real shiny, like a rainbow. Wait,
he says.
I just thought of a thing I liked better.
He shows you his splayed hand.
Getting dirt under my fingernails.
He laughs.
I don't know why, but it's the best.
The days have been getting shorter, with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning you wake in the darkness and have to check your holopalm to know what time it is. You see a hollow stream from Marz.
Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. They've named it Glow Season because everything is crazy glowing out there in the dark. I am staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point in even going out if you can't see anything? It's gonna be a long, boring month.
No way, it looks cool out there.
You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it. Like a massive fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. And out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing, iridescent blooms. And everything is full of life. There are strange new sounds, long hooting calls, and gurgling roars. After Marz's message in a notice from the council, warning everyone to stay safe inside, Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's a tension in the air, as if everyone is waiting for something. Dis is staring off into the wilderness outside the gates.
Feels different.
He mumbles.
Don't know how. Just different.
You ask him what he means, but he just shakes his head and stuffs his hands in his pockets. An enemy blinks at you in the dark.
It's so creeptacular.
She breathes. You nestle in the cushions, close your eyes, and listen to music. You have an archive of over 100 years of music to choose from, but still, you wonder what new songs they're writing these days, 10 million light years away on Earth. The only new music you've heard is when the adults have come up with a new space shanty. It's nice, good music for harmonizing with your friends as you work, but it's not really something you want in your ears all the time. The endless dark of glow season must be getting to you. All week you've been having nightmares. Something is coming. Something bad is about to happen. A dreadful mantra repeats in your head. You're hardly even surprised when the emergency sirens start up. You peek out at the gates. Yes, they should be closed, but they're open. Just as you dreamed. Or remembered. But the details are foggy. There were monsters. The closest assembly point is the children's creche. But from the opposite direction, you hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire! Is the colony under attack?
Help fight!
You'll try your best to be brave and fight back. First you dodge some helpful grown-ups who point you back to the creche. Then you head outside to get your bearings. You can hear yelling from up the stairs to command, and a commotion to the southeast of Geoponics where your parents are working.
Go to Geoponics.
Your parents are defending the greenhouse from a pack of knee-high creatures which seem to have eyes growing all over their bodies. Their oily flesh ripples with a constant, subtle motion as the individual eyes blink one at a time, incessantly. You can't tell which end is which, with these horrible things. This feels familiar. Cal is standing nearby, wide-eyed. He slowly picks up a shovel and moves beside you. He reluctantly holds the shovel in front of himself like a weapon.
Easy, doggies.
He whispers.
Don't want to hurt you.
Get out of here! Both of you! Run!
Your mom shouts, attracting the pack's attention. In a flash of remembering, you lock eyes on one of the creatures. You've done this before. You know it's frightened. You know it's going to attack. And you know what to do.
Soothe the beast.
You shout, "Don't look at their eyes!" and cover your face with your hands. You hear the eye beast lunge towards you, then stop. Cal whimpers beside you as it sniffs your shirt and paws at the ground. Your heart is beating so hard, but you stand still. You aren't sure you could run if you wanted to. Then slowly, the pack filters out of the greenhouse. You peek through your fingers. It's as if they're anxiously looking for something. Cal and your parents are incredibly relieved. You hear another crack of gunfire from the other side of the colony. The silence. After 2 weeks of darkness with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky and daytime returns. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened, or how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed. This time.